a lot of people have been tagging me in this. Bethesda video games company posted something that some are saying is a little tone deaf or a lot of tone deaf, but not, I don't think that properly, let's say, describes what's actually taking place. And I'm going to be very fair to Bethesda, by the way, but let me just show you what actually happened so you have the proper context here. This video was posted on their Twitter. It was up for a day. So it has since been posted and removed as of me recording this video. The caption says, "Good kitty." I'm going to press play real quick. Pets the cat.
Nice place. You don't care much about these fascists,
You don't care much about these fascists, do you? Now, look, is there a slight chance that this was done without this intent? Because we know what's happened in light of the assassination of brother Charlie Kirk. Yeah, I guess there's a small chance, but I don't think most people are going to believe that, and that's why it got removed. And to be totally fair to Bethesda, and this is what I was mentioning earlier, I don't believe that I believe they have a public setup. So you have their board, and I don't believe those members knew that this was posted. Okay. I don't think for any company for that matter, they may have a VP in which that's under their umbrella, but even them, they're not the ones actually posting. You hire people and you put people in those positions to fill that role and post that stuff. And sure, it went through it. I would hope it went through its checks and balances. And I think that says more about their social media department than it does about, let's say, the higher ups. But I'm just being fair. Let's just say that. All that being said, you see how deep that this stuff is. There's been a lot of people that have, and this is what I think had happened as far as the social media team is concerned, low impulse control. They thought they were either being funny or hopefully they didn't think everybody was stupid enough that they wouldn't sniff out what was actually taking place. Okay. So they posted this, again, low impulse control. That person's probably going to end up being canned, and maybe their leadership is going to end up being canned as well, because either they didn't check or they were in on it. All that being said, you're seeing just how deep things are. And this is why I want you guys to go out there and be great. Because of the assassination of brother Charlie Kirk, there's a lot of people on the black pill. They look at Charlie Kirk like what he is, a moderate, a guy that was out there that was willing to go speak with people. But they took him out. And we know that term, like fascist, is a term that has been used, unfortunately, to get at people and justify bad things that happen to them. They associate you with evil, and therefore things that happen to you, whether they do it or they respond to it, they believe that it's justified or celebrate as they are now. And that to me is the white pill of it all, and that you've seen people, maybe even close to you, for who they actually are. And you also, it's a wake-up call, because maybe some of you didn't understand just how deep this was and how entrenched a lot of them are within the ranks of various companies, video games companies, entertainment, corporate entities, like basic businesses. This is something that ideologically these people have worked for decades. And that's why I don't believe this is a salvageable thing. And again, that's not a black pill, it's a white pill, because I want to encourage you guys to get out there and create. There are alternatives that are out there that are being created. Unfortunately, and this includes myself, it's not like we do the best job of legitimizing them. And that's why I believe the solution is going to be to any of this cultural rot. And it's not even about making like a company that is, quote unquote, on the right, though they deem everybody on the right anyway, that's to the right of Bernie Sanders. No, it's like having a return to decency, having a return to normalcy is what people really want. And if that is to happen, it's not going to happen with these mega corporations. Their setup doesn't even allow it in going public, really, like that. They're easily corruptible. They can even oust the owners, or rather the founders of their companies in that setup. And I understand the alternative to that is kind of like, it's very difficult, because it's not as easy to get the capital to do these great things and to go out there and be great. I totally understand that, but I do believe that the alternatives being created, what it does is it sort of delegitimizes the status quo as they start to be more successful. I talked about in my videos not too long ago. I'm good friends with the guys over there at the Tuttle Twins, and they've done some awesome things in making children, youngster content, right? Educational content that isn't with all the filth that you see from a lot of the mainstream stuff. And we don't pay them nearly enough support, let's say, for their effort. What they do and have been doing over the years is nothing short of amazing. Nothing short of amazing, okay? And to me, it's not going to be, if you are of the mindset, and I believe it's going to be a failed effort, that you can go to these institutions, which they control all of them. All of them. You're seeing from education to entertainment. They control all of them. But I believe that you're a bit naive if you believe that you're going to, at least in like a short period of time, try to like reverse that and infiltrate yourself. No, it took them decades to get there. And like I said, you need to understand the mega corporate setup, and that from an ideological point, it favors those that value that collectivist approach. So those that are more individualistic, mega corporations and going public really doesn't help you out that much. So it is of my opinion, for everything, any institution you can name, it's going to come in alternatives, and it's not going to look like maybe you're just this mega corporation and there's like one entity that more so dominates the space. I don't think that's what's going to happen, but I don't see anything wrong with that at all. I think that a lot of these guys that are at the top of these companies are seeing just, wow, this is bad. Right? We've trusted these folks to try to run our companies. They've said that this line of thinking is the future. That's why they did all this signaling. And they're seeing just how disgusting a lot of people that they brought in, how they are, and how they're consumed utterly with politics. And that's going to be a very tough conversation, If they want to try to pivot, those guys that may be just normal folks that are within their ranks, it's going to be difficult, if not impossible, for them to do. And that's my entire point there. That should be the white pill. Excuse me. That should be the white pill for you all. It's not going to be easy by any means. I know a lot of people are wanting to, there's been some awesome stuff that's happened over the last days as far as people wanting to get more right with God. A lot of church attendance is up, seeing that that's what the world needs more than anything. But you don't have to be, though the world needs these entrepreneurs and such, you don't have to be one to be involved there and to help. That doesn't matter. Look, I know I'm repeating myself for those of you that have followed me over the years. When I used to do my college tours, one of my leading topics was culture, and people always asking, how do they impact it? And I would always say, you got to meet people where they're at. Every single one of you belongs to some sort of subculture, and that is your ticket into the minds and hearts of the people. It is something that I want you to understand, that you're not powerless, right? And trying to, again, you don't need all that capital. Sure, you can support those that may try to do big things, but even in your own individual life, your ticket is you got to meet people where they're at. Each and every single person watching this video belongs to a subculture that I myself can't appeal to because I'm not in it. That's what's necessary. I don't care if you're doing music. I don't care if you're part of a freaking knitting club. It's important. And don't let anybody diminish that or attempt to. You want to return to normalcy. It's not going to be done by hoping and wishing. You know what it says in the good book. Faith without works is dead anyway. So you've got to get out there and be productive. As you heard Charlie Kirk say that all the time anyway. Be productive. Something he understood was culture matters. That's why he went school to school. He himself was not, though he was friends with and even helped with some of these guys' campaign. Charlie was not a politician. You don't need to be. You don't have to be. It's the lagging indicator. You want those politics to change? Start trying to impact the world around you first. And it'll change by default. There will be a course correction. But if there is to be one, it's not going to be of the reverse. There's a lot of people of that opinion, and I think it's wrong. Are there maybe exceptions to the rule where the politics influence the culture? Perhaps. But it's few and far between. I want you to get out there and be great. I just want you to, it's something, I even wrote a song with the title. I want you to get out there and go be great. Your grandmother's generation, even maybe some of your mothers and their generations, that's what they were doing. We unfortunately had this creative entrepreneurial sort of stop or pause for by and large, and this is why so many other companies that you buy products from and the stuff you consume is being created by people, or rather companies that have been around for ages. It's because there was like a creative just halt, and it's now needed more than ever if there is a return to normal. So I don't care what you identify politically, because they're going to lump you in the same category anyway. Just go out there, be great, support those that are attempting to be great. And I believe that's going to be our way out of that. And of course, praise the Lord, because we're going to need him.